Samita eats 2 pounds of meat every day, and it has to be big, fatty cuts for her to feel satisfied. As the village beauty, Samita isn't just stunningly beautiful. Her family also enjoys the best living conditions in the area. Samita's husband works in town and has a steady income. He dotes on Samita and grants her every wish. Samita's biggest daily worry is what to eat. Yesterday, her husband brought home another piece of meat. Samita cut it into chunks, washed them thoroughly, and prepared to make blood pork. She coated the pot with wood ash. Then, once the pot was hot, tossed in the pork and added water to simmer it. Next, Samita began preparing the seasoning. She placed cumin seeds and garlic on a stone slab and ground them into a paste. Once the pork was cooked, she set it aside. She placed the pot over the fire, poured in oil, and added mustard seeds. Next, she added the crushed cumin and garlic. Finally, she added the cooked pork and simmered it over high heat. Once the pork was nearly done, she poured in the pig's blood to make blood pork. To prevent the dish from tasting monotonous and greasy, Samita tossed in some greens. Finally, she added a pinch of salt to season the pork. Once the blood pork was ready, Samita went to the water tap to wash the dishes. Her mother-in-law quickly served breakfast to everyone. The first portion, of course, went to the village chief, the head of the household. After working hard all morning, Samita finally got to eat the fatty pork she'd been craving. She couldn't wait and started gnawing on the meat. The sense of satisfaction from that first bite made every cell in Samita's body tingle with excitement. This is the joy of eating meat in big bites. The land shapes the people. The people who have lived in this region of Nepal for generations may be isolated from the outside world, but they enjoy the healthiest food and experience the authentic, unadulterated flavors. Samita didn't have to cook lunch today. Someone in the village was getting married, and the wedding venue had already been set up. The chefs in the kitchen were working hard to prepare the dishes. Looking at the newly decorated hall, Samita couldn't help but recall her own wedding. Once most of the guests had arrived, the wedding ceremony officially began. Everyone sat in the hall watching the band perform. After the performance ended, the groom made his entrance, introduced by the MC. Immediately after, the bride arrived in her wedding dress and, guided by her mother, walked over to the groom's side. After everyone put on their flower garlands, the wedding ceremony officially began. The fathers of both families lit the candles on either side. After the bride and groom exchanged vows, they placed wedding rings on each other's fingers. Then everyone offered their blessings, and the couple lit the third candle together. Afterward, the band began playing again. After the wedding ceremony concluded, everyone sat down to eat. Samita was the only one from her family in attendance, so she sat there eating alone. The bride and groom were also having their meal. It was indeed a lively wedding.